What's up, everybody? So today, we're going to do something a little different than we have been doing. We wanted to start a tag, and this tag being our parenting guidebook. When, like years ago, we used to talk about the things that we wanted to do or did not want to do when we became parents. And I think it'll just be nice to be able to look back on it. Like, we always wanted to write it down, just so we had something to remind us of how we want to be as parents. So let's get started.
You go first. Ladies first.
So my first, if you see me looking down, I'm looking at my notes. My first thing, actually, I think is the most important, is to make sure that our kids talk to us and make your kids feel more comfortable and willing to talk to you when there's a problem or if they have a question about something. I never want my kids to be afraid to ask me any questions or to talk to me about anything they're going through.
I feel like whenever I discovered like comfortability for communication, it was like too late for me. Like, my aunt raised me and stuff, and like around the age where I felt comfortable to start having conversations with her and open up, like, she passed. So I just think like communication, like when you're younger, you don't have to deal with any of this stuff. Like when you get older, or just in case something may happen, like, knock on wood, it is too late.
Second thing, I want to make sure that we do a lot of vacations. When I was a kid, my mom took us everywhere. We went to Sesame Place, Dorney Park, Hershey Park, literally just everywhere. A whole bunch of museums, aquariums. Like, we did a lot. And I want to continue that, but I want to go further, and I want to make sure that I get to bring, that we get to bring our kids to different states and different places other than local areas.
Yeah, because like my upbringing was a little bit like different. Like, I really didn't like go anywhere, like, at all. Like, pretty much New York City is like all I knew. Like, all I know is New York or Westchester, pretty much. And then like when I got older, but like much older, like not my teens or anything, like I got older, then started like traveling and stuff, but it's more so on my own. So I think it's cool to like have those memories. Like, say you went on vacation, like, oh, remember when you were younger and I bought you here and there, and stuff. So I think vacations are very important to like have with your kids.
This is not even just like, this is gonna be a rule. A rule. You never break a promise. I don't care if I promised you, I don't know, you get a good grade on a test, like, I'll take you to get ice cream. If I say something small like that, like, or even if I say something big, like, when you are 17, you'll get a car. Like, if I promise you, I'm never, like, I don't want to break any promises.
Something important that I want to like make sure like I'm able to like put in my kid's head is like not have the fear of being independent. Always rely on yourself first. Like, make sure that's always your plan A. Like, your plan B shouldn't be mommy and daddy, even though like we're gonna be there or whatever the case may be. But it's better to make your parents a plan B for like support and all that stuff. Like, go and try and do something by yourself, so that if you fail, then we're here to catch you. I was raised more on independency, and she was more so raised under a wing.
Yeah. Being that we were raised so differently, it kind of helped us better understand how we wanted to parent together, because there's things that we like and dislike about how each other was raised. Okay. So in my family, he's my family, but growing up, Christmas is just the greatest holiday. It's our favorite time of year. We're all like kind of not merry throughout the rest of the year. We're not always happy. We're kind of a little grouchy throughout the year. But as soon as like August and September comes, it's Christmas, and we're like the happiest people on the face of the earth. And Christmas is just the best time. And I want to keep that. Like, I want to keep our traditions. Like, when we were, like, even now, we wake up really early and open presents, like bright and early.
5 o'clock in the morning.
5, 6 o'clock in the morning to open presents. And it's just like, it's important to us. I'm not religious. My family is, but I have adopted the holiday more on just making people happy, giving and making people happy. I'm excited for that.
Yeah. Well, Christmas was like big for my family, like when we were younger. So, like Christmas was big like when I was younger, but then like people slowly started like falling off to the point where it was just like it's like my siblings, my grandma, and like my dad. Like that would be like my Christmas, and then there was like one point in time where like it was just like a one gift thing. Like we just went in like a small circle and stuff. So like, is it something I do want to bring back? Cause like as a kid growing up, like there's a bunch of presents and like your family, like you got people sleeping over on couches, on floors. Like there's 8 of us in one bed. Like we're not living like this, but it's just like for Christmas, like everybody just comes to somebody's house and you just fall where you fall. The parents are up late wrapping gifts and stuff, like all that stuff. Like that was like the greatest feeling, like in my childhood. Like trying to sneak out, trying to figure out what present is mine, shaking boxes, getting yelled at. Like it's just like I feel like that's important. Like I'm happy, like I'm like upset like that. Like there was a point in time where like I limboed like out of Christmas.
Yeah, but he married me and Christmas. I wait all year for Christmas. I could care less about my birthday. Christmas, I also think that a rule is going to be to let them pick. And what I mean by let them pick is I mean let them pick anything. I don't practice any religion, but should our child or children decide that they want to adopt a religion, that's their choice. If they want to pick their own clothes, that's their choice. I just want them to be able to grow into and be comfortable with who they are. So let them pick if they want. If we have a boy and he wants to play with dolls, then let him pick. If it's a girl and she wants to play football, I played football for years when I was younger, and I only stopped because I got to tackle and my mom wouldn't let me anymore. But let her pick. If she wants to do that, she wants to do that. Let her grow into herself. You never know what could happen.
And I feel like a lot of times, like I feel like parenting and like letting your like kids choose. Cause some people's like, oh, there's different ways to go about it, or people have a lot of different views. Like I'm not gonna just let my kid just pick whatever the case may be. I feel like parenting, like you're like the bumpers, like in bowling, like you're the bumpers, and then they're bowling. Like that's pretty much like what you're parenting. Like for our beliefs, like should be more so. Like I'm not gonna let him be like, oh, like I wanna
be a drug dealer.
Yeah,
like no, you can't do that.
There's like fine guidelines. Like you just keep like tapping them and bumping them on the path. Like I'm not gonna put my hand around my kids like neck and like guide them down this made up path of so-called righteousness or success.
Those are really good analogies. I don't know if anybody has ever seen the episode of The Cosby Show where they end up making making them work, and and it was actual work. Like, and you received like fake money, and then you had to divvy up, what money you made from the week on bills, just so that they can understand. And I always wanted my mom to do that, and I want to embed that and teach our kids young, because I feel as though, we moved out. I was 18 and he was 19, and we were completely on our own, paid rent on our own, and we live in Westchester, which is the third or fourth most expensive place to live in the entire United States. And our rent was very expensive. I had a car note, car insurance, we had cable, we had food, like we had to do everything by ourselves. And I feel like I could have been better prepared, and I would have understood certain things if I was taught really young. Like, you're gonna do chores, and these chores are to keep your living situation clean, because you don't want to live in a dirty place, and that just follows you everywhere you go. When you go to college, you need to be clean. You can't be dirty. Like, your living space needs to be good, and you need to understand how to handle a household.
Yeah. I never really had chores growing up. It was pretty much you get you do something, you get paid for it, but you gotta do the task that's given to you.
Mm-hmm.
So I was always the person who would go to the store. And I'll find a way to go to the store. I'm gonna find something we need in the house so they can send me to the store, so I can get some type of money in my pocket or whatever the case may be. So like I never really had like chores to do or like anything set up. It's like someone can give you a task or they can ask you like, help somebody move or help me move this furniture. I'll pay you pretty much. Like that's pretty much how my whole life went. So it's like you work and get paid.
Yeah. Like I feel like there'll always be things that I want to have our children do, that they can have some extra money to do things, but I also don't want my child to have to learn that hustling thing, because although it can be beneficial in life, I don't want our kids to have to hustle to get by. If we can afford to get them something, we tell them we can get them something, but if we can't afford that, they need to understand that. My last thing is something that I learned very recently, actually, from our best man, is just setting up a college fund. I don't care if our kid wants to go to college or if they find something else that they want to do. I want them to have that cushion to be able to go without having to struggle to get through. When you are working and paying bills or something while going to school, it takes away from how much effort you put into school, and I think school can be very beneficial. It's not necessary, but if you want to do something, like I said, let them pick.
Yeah. And like for like schooling and stuff, I wish there was more of a hand on me. Like I was able to get away with pretty much anything. But that was also too because I was really responsible. They knew I was responsible. So if I did something bad, it really didn't come off too bad, or I just got away with a lot of stuff that I feel like I shouldn't have got away with, and like I feel like it took a toll on me now. Like I wish someone was more on me about school and like reading and spelling and stuff, because like I'm smart. I can pick things up. It may be a little slow, or I have to learn things a little like late now, whatever, that I should have been learned already, whatever the case may be. So like I want to like make sure like my kid knows like reading's like really important, spelling's really important, and like even though you may get upset or whatever, that's cool. Like take your moment, but like this is something you're gonna need like later on down the line, because like a lot of situations like I really feel like I don't feel really comfortable in like I'm not really good at spelling, and like a lot of words like people's like, oh, you can sound it out or whatever. Like I sound it out, but like it just don't come out, and like it's not like crazy. I may be missing a letter or something, but like it's like embarrassing to me. Like it's something I'm very self-conscious about. So like I don't like writing on boards, or I really don't like reading out loud too much. But like those are all things I've been working on like over like my more so adulthood of like a couple years and stuff. So like it seems normal and stuff, but that's like stuff I'm really not comfortable with. Like she handles all the paperwork, all the finances, all the filling out the job applications for me, whatever.
Isn't this supposed to be about parenting?
Yeah, I'm letting them know like that's what I had to go through. Like I don't want them to have to go through that.
Okay.
What? What?
Well, I wanted something that's really, 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 really important, which he's gonna laugh at because you'll see. So I really want to make sure that I teach our kids different languages. So I'm fluent in Spanish, have always been, and I am trying to, actually my grandmother on my father's side is deaf, so my whole father's side speaks sign language. I can understand a lot of it, but I'm not very fluent in it, but I want to be able to fully be fluent in sign language, and I want to be able to teach our kids sign language in Spanish, because it's just an amazing thing to know, to have your kids be trilingual, like super marketable.
I just like something big. I feel like it is a parent's role to do, and it's something you have to do when they're young. Like making your kid comfortable and aware is something you should do at a young age. Like I knew a lot of stuff like at a young age, but that didn't make me like bad. Like I don't think you should like really shelter your kid. Don't throw your kid in a bubble. Like, oh, like I know this is bad. I knew about sex, and I knew about curses and all that stuff. And just because like someone knows about that doesn't mean they're gonna go down a bad path because they're younger or anything like that. You let them know when's the right time to use this, or like what this is about, whatever the case may be. And you don't have to go fully in depth. Just let them know like somewhat of a guideline, so they're not just out here just, oh well, my dad told me this about that or this, and then they're out there just running amok in school or being a trouble kid or whatever the case may be. But so I want my kid to be really aware to avoid like a lot of like situations.
Anything else?
Um,
So that is the end of our parent guidebook tag. If you have any things that you want to talk about, or that you want to just say that might be a good tip or something, when we finally become parents, let us know in the comments down below. And thanks for watching this video, and hopefully you will comment, you'll like,
Subscribe, share, tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend.
and all that good stuff. See you in the next video.